You know, Uenna, I could just fast travel.
Are you ready to venture into the dark shroud of Enconomia?
I've just, spent the last how long down there? Not an issue. I don't know why you're making it sound so dramatic when, we've been down there many times.
Alright, follow me.
Again, could just fast travel. You break through the darkness with Swordfish 1 and arrive at the Dainichi Mikoshi. Again, you're making it sound so much more dramatic than it actually is. I mean, darkness. It's well lit. Or is that the result of the lady's, ritual? Sento, I believe was the name. So she made the branch corally looking things. But the Dainichi Mikoshi... The Dainichi Mikoshi's lit. The white light? Yes, the white light is lit. Is it just not as bright as it normally is? Chance to do what?
Next year, I'm going to apply for Swordfish 1 to be redeployed into Spectre management.
What does that mean?
Because if it's that, or spend more time in Enconomia, I'll take my chance with the Spectres.
Right. I don't really see why everybody's so intimidated by Enconomia. But Spectres sounds suicidal.
Those armor monsters closing in on you. It's the stuff nightmares are made of.
How is it any different to a ruin guard or an army?
Totally understand.
Totally.
Anyway, we should be safe for now. There shouldn't be any more danger from here on out.
Here in the light, sure.
Hey, what's up?
That is not a phrase I want in my game.
It's Yabe, the odd guy from Stingray 3.
You just call him that to his face?
You seem kinda chipper compared to all the other soldiers.
Chipper for having that kind of shit slung at you by somebody else.
Do I? Well, I've pretty much always loved horror stories and ghost stories and stuff. Ever since I was a kid. This trip to Enconomia is something else, though. Totally mind-blowing.
Good for you.
Super fun. 10 out of 10. Would come again.
Totally do not understand.
Well, I mean, it's pretty sweet to have the chance to come to Enconomia. I actually kind of wanted to look into the Bunkoku puzzle while I'm here. It's the first of the 4 great puzzles of Enconomia.
Yeah, please don't do that. We're the ones that'll have to come rescue you.
I think it's a bit weird to finally have voice acting in regards to Enconomia. It sounds so weird to have them say Enconomia. It just sounds like I don't know how it's meant to be pronounced, don't get me wrong. Japanese doesn't tend to emphasize, what are they called? Syllables, the way we do in the English language, which is why I try to keep it as neutral as possible as Enconomia. But hearing it Enconomia just sounds so American. For all I know, that's the correct pronunciation. I have no clue. But it just sounds off. So I'm kind of wishing that we had more dialogue relating to the place before we went in there. And was Tsuka's quest voice acted? I don't remember. I don't really remember her having a voice. And I just don't really remember people saying Enconomia aloud. This sort of feels like the first time we've heard it, and that's why I kind of just pronounced it my own way, because I had no clue how to pronounce it. So it feels a bit weird having this pronunciation forced on us later, further down the track.
Alright, well, never mind that. There's a makeshift camp at the top of those steps over there. Yeah, you should head up and catch some rest if you haven't been there yet.
Dude, I've trawled over this place on all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 islands. So I'm a little more traveled here than you are. Are we going to meet this Tsumi? Go to the makeshift camp. Oh, I guess I can do that. Oh, Yabe's just chilling there. Oh, you guys are inside here with the keys? Wasn't there a ruin guard here?
Hey, look! A shrine maiden taking care of the wounded. That must be Sumi, right?
Oh, I guess.
Let's go ask her
Yep,
about what's
the
been going
big
on.
thing over her head says Tsumi. Hi. Oh, mask.
You
Was mentioned of
are different from all the others. Are you human?
She's wearing a fox mask like that other lady from Inazuma, but the other lady was wearing red, I want to say, right?
Well, she is, obviously. Just not a native of Watatsumi Island, that's all.
And you? A human hatchling?
I sincerely doubt it. That mask is kind of creepy.
Oh, really? Because I thought that humans lose the ability to fly when they reach adulthood. Just like the baptismal bishops lose the ability to see in color when they reach maturity.
Is she pulling my leg?
Sumi, you seem to know a lot about bishops.
Are we not going to talk about the people losing ability to fly when they reach adult? Like, what? Can we go back to that?
Wait, how do you know my name?
She seems kind of cray-cray.
Oh, the wounded soldiers mentioned you.
Oh,
Oh, it's a snake mask. That's why it looks really weird. No, it still looks weird. The eyes are too low compared to her actual eye positioning. We came to investigate the darkness, which I have not yet even seen.
Greetings. My name is Ueno, acting captain of Swordfish 1. We're here to evacuate the wounded and support the traveler's investigation.
He didn't pronounce his name the way a Japanese would, but we'll ignore it.
Swordfish 1 needs to rest and reorganize before commencing the evacuation. I'll see you later.
Very much to the point. Good for you.
so you're here to help resolve this,
Apparently, I don't really understand what this is, but yes.
Very well. It's taking all the energy I have to keep this light shining. I don't have the strength to try and combat the spreading darkness, too.
Okay, could you possibly explain to me what happened to the Helios? And then what about the spirits? Are the spirits still here? Because we probably need to have a chat to them and ask what the frig is going on.
Do you understand what's going on?
The Void Realm is invading. The people of Byakuyakoku believe that there are 3 realms. The Bishop Realm, the Human Realm, and the Void Realm.
Okay, I'm just stuck back on Byakuyakoku. Oh, I hate Western pronunciations. Brutalizing other languages. Yes, I do it myself, but I try not to. Gosh. Okay, so the Void Realm. Do we know about the Void Realm? I've said it many times. Nothing in this game retains in my mind. It's in front of me and then it just disappears like that. Have we heard of the Void Realm before? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we probably have. So the Bishops have their own realm. Did we know that? I kind of just thought they came from this world, but just like a different place on it. Cool. Okay, they've got their own realm. Good for them. The Human Realm. Well, that rules you out, Paimon. And the Void Realm. Why do you call it the Human Realm, though? They may be the predominant species, but they're not the only species.
The darkness spreading in Enkonomiya comes from the Void Abyss. Neither bishops nor humans can endure it.
Interesting. I'm intrigued. Please elaborate.
But don't baptismal bishops like the dark?
No. They hate the light. But only because down here in the depths, the presence of light signifies human activity.
It's an intelligent deduction from the Bishops.
In fact, the Bishop realm is the realm of pure primordial elemental beings. It's actually referred to as the light realm in most books.
Say what now? Okay, that's odd. I don't think in any fantasy version are primordial elemental beings ever referred to as light realm beings, but sure. I will still like to point out at this point, we still have no concept of this darkness they speak of. All we've seen here is the light. We see the Helios. It's still glowing white. We've got these glowy coral bits. This place is blindingly bright. I'm supposed to be feeling terror and horror about this encroaching darkness. It's killing people, and her magic's about to just wane, and the light's gonna fade, and the darkness is gonna kill us. I don't feel that. I see light. I haven't seen the threat, therefore I do not feel threatened. Vaguely mentioning it to me is not enough for me to feel threatened. I should be seeing it. I should be seeing the tangible result of it, and no, a few bodies, on the ground is not going to say that to me. The dudes in the sick beds. That's not enough for me. I need to feel tangible evidence of this shadow and darkness killing people, and we're chatting in light. We should have entered Enkonomiya and skirted around the light and the darkness and just seen just beyond reach the problem of the darkness, rather than just coming straight to the center of the light and still having no real tangible feel of the situation.
The 7 sovereigns
waffle
of the
on way
light
too
realm
much.
are
I'm in
the
a mood.
7 foremost elemental dragons at the pinnacle of the raw and primitive elemental forces.
It's always dragons.
So that's why Suyuko called this the Three Realms Gateway Offering.
So Enkonomia is a place where the 3 realms collide, merge. What? How do they? I can't think of the word. How do they merge? Yeah.
3 Realms Gateway Offering. Not far off the mark, actually. But technically, I think it should be called the Triangle Gateway Offering.
Far less of a mouthful. I like it.
Because the source of the darkness from the void is the 3 towers at the corners of Enkonomia's triangular borders.
Literal towers?
Oh, the 3 towers! The ones where we did those trials!
We have to go back there?
You've been there before?
Yeah. I'm the hero of this place, lady.
It's a long story.
It's really not.
Oh,
By the way, Sumi, what's up with the weird mask?
to hide my face. It has to do with some things that happened as I was growing up. I just don't want to scare anyone.
You
That's
could be missing eyeballs in your eye sockets and have them just gaping there, and it wouldn't be that big a deal. It'd be disgusting, but I'd still be able to have a conversation with you. But I guess if it makes you feel better, sure, why not?
Does that make me untrustworthy in your eyes?
If that's genuinely the reason for it, no, because you should do what makes you comfortable. But if that's a lie and you're just trying to like cover up your identity or something, that makes you untrustworthy. So it depends on whether I believe your reasoning.
No, not at all. You've been helping the wounded all this time. Everyone must be super grateful to you. It's just that...
Unless she's the one responsible for the encroaching darkness that's coming from the Vishap realm, and this is her way of trying to make amends and to lessen the guilt within her, in which case she's really just trying to suck up and by helping the wounded, in which case she's not a very nice person. But that's just... Plots often go that way. Like, oh, this person must be nice because they're helping the wounded, but they're the ones who caused the people to be wounded in the first place. You know, that kind of plot scenario. I don't want to see another Master Shrine Maiden disappear. Oh, yeah. That's what happened to the first one. Forgot about that. I don't want to be betrayed again. Oh, God, someone else is thinking like me.
Me neither. I hate betrayal too. Anyway, if you want to rid this darkness from Enkonomiya, you can come to me for guidance. Of course, if you can trust me.
Still not sure I can trust you, especially with the very strong way she was talking about hating betrayal. There's a story right there that I want to hear about.
I'm going inside to tend to the wounded and check in with the new arrivals. Please excuse me.
After she finishes speaking, Sumi heads to an inner room. What do you mean an inner room? There is only one inner room.
What are we gonna do? Paimon really wants to trust Sumi, but...
Not even the problem right here, Paimon. The problem is, we still don't understand what the darkness is caused by. Why is the Vishap realm's darkness suddenly attacking Enkonomiya? This is the problem we should be focusing on, not whether or not we can trust this lady.
Oh, how about we go ask the wounded?
Again, not relevant. The wounded are irrelevant in the situation. We need to find out why the darkness is happening, why it is spreading, and therefore, by extension, how the freak we're going to fix the situation. Wounded, bottom of my list. But, you know, when do we ever do things that I find logical? Imaizumi probably is more accurate, but...
Greetings.
Hi.
Hello, we'd like to ask you about the masked shrine maiden, Sumi.
Because of her strange mask?
I'd like to ask you about the fucking darkness, but no one wants to listen to me.
Well, you've come to the right person.
Huh? Do you know something about snake masks? Do you know something about her past?
I was one of the first people that she rescued. Straight away, I thought there was something very weird going on. Who is this shrine maiden who knows the lost ceremonies of Enkanomiya? And why is she covering her face with a mask?
Those are not the right questions you should be asking. You should be asking, where did she come from? How did she know that you were here and being injured and therefore needed her assistance? Because if you recall, living people don't come here. I did the ritual to make the way in here. And the only other person to pass here was that other dude who was betrayed me with the books, etc., etc. No one else is supposed to be down here. So the fact that Swordfish 3 was here, that alone is like massive news that people are actually down here. So how did this random ass woman know that these people were coming down here and that there was some big problem with the darkness? That is the better question or questions to be asking.
So I started pestering her about it. I wasn't going to let up until I got an answer.
That's kind of just rude, but at the same time, like, it's pretty important to know.
And?
There weren't so many people around at the time, so eventually she let me look behind the mask. It was actually pretty normal for the most part. There's just one thing she's trying to hide.
She's hiding her face for X reason, but she just voluntarily shows you just 'cause? She mustn't believe in her reasoning strongly enough for that then.
Her eyes have snake-like pupils, thin vertical lines.
So why is she hiding that? Sounds like she's got some Vishap heritage somewhere along the lines. We have the Adepti thingies who have like creature body parts and ears and things. What does like pupils have to worry me about? I don't care.
Whoa. Weren't you scared?
Their eyes.
I probably would have been if every Watatsumi Islander wasn't so familiar with our legends. Or I should say, our history.
Tell me more. But if that's the case, why does she feel like she's got to hide it if they're all aware of the legends? That seems a bit weird.
The first familiars of the Watatsumi Omikami were the vassals of Watatsumi. Legend has it that they are a half-human, half-snake kind who helped our ancestors fight back the Bathismal Vishops.
Okay, so not related to the Vishops.
They were said to have disappeared long ago. But then Sumi showed up, and as soon as I saw her snake eyes, I instinctively trusted her. It's like the vassals have returned to help us in our moment of need.
That's great, but it still raises more questions. If all the Watatsumi Islanders are aware of this legend and what it represents like he is, why does she feel ashamed of it? Why does she feel the need to cover it up? It's a good thing in their culture. And then the next question is, how did the race survive if they were thought to be dead? Where have they been?
I'm no expert by any means, but I think Tsumi can be trusted.
Well, that remains to be seen, doesn't it? Enomoto.
Hello, what can I help you with?
Come on.
Hi
Thank
there.
you.
We wanted to ask you what you know about the masked shrine maiden, Sumi.
And we're totally being hush-hush so she doesn't overhear us in the room not 10 feet away.
I see. What are you looking to know exactly? I've tried asking if she's seeing anyone, or whether she's looking right now, but she seems pretty tight-lipped about her love life.
This woman is here, tending to the wounded and the dead. People from your own team are wounded and dead. And you're chatting up this religious lady, asking about her love life? Time and place, please.
That's not what we meant at all. We were more wondering, do you think there's anything suspicious about her?
Obviously not, or he wouldn't be trying to shack up with her. Oh, I suppose unless that's his thing. He likes suspicious women?
Suspicious, huh? Suspicion, the unknowable, the unpredictable, unexplored territory.
Told you. That's what he goes in for.
Mysterious, enigmatic, enchanting, bewitching, compelling, addicting. Yeah. Know what I'm saying?
No, it sounds like you get aroused over the weirdest things. Be serious.
I am being serious.
Yeah, and that's the part that worries me.
Okay, look. If I had to pick one thing about her that's suspicious, I'd say, okay, two things. Number one, her mask. It's pretty scary. I don't know why she chose it.
People have a weird concept of what's scary. It's just a mask that kind of not looks like a snake. There's nothing scary about it even remotely. How do you live your life being so scared all the time?
Number two, some kind of pendant fell out of her sleeve when she was bandaging me up. It looked like it was a broken off piece of something. So maybe when you put them together, it makes a whole.
Does she have one of the three pieces of God knows what? I thought they were big though. Maybe they're smaller than I think they are.
Huh. Maybe the other half is held by Sumi's lifelong sweetheart.
Half? Can't be then, because I have a third. And if it looks like the other part's a half, while physically possible, it would mean that the third bit's merely a sliver, which is unlikely. And your statement also unlikely.
Sounds like you hit the nail on the head, so, maybe ease off a little, bro?
Ease the fuck off, buddy. Oh, there you are. I was trying to look at my map going, I don't see anybody on my map. He's right in front of me. Is she actually doing anything? I mean, yes, but no, she's just standing there. Bloop.
It looks like they're resting. Let's not disturb them.
You're not supposed to stand on thresholds in Japan, by the way. Like when you get to a building and there's a raised bit in like a doorway, that kind of literal threshold that we don't have many things of in Australia at the very least, you're not supposed to stand on them. You're supposed to step over them. Hence why I finally remembered and jumped over that threshold. I'm going to forget that in 2 seconds. Well, let's 3 for 3.
Since we've got enough answers now, let's find somewhere to recap what we know so far.
Why? The dude over here is not going to pay
Just inside
attention.
the room. It'd be a bit awkward if she hears us talking about her behind her back.
Dude, raised that point about 3 minutes ago and you didn't seem to care. This is going to be a very one-sided conversation because Lunara never
Here's what
talks.
we learned from the soldiers. Sumi's mask hides her snake eyes, which the people of Watatsumi Island believe to be a distinguishing feature of Orabaxi's vassals. Based on her actions, it seems like all she wants to do is protect the people of Watatsumi Island. And from what she said, she's doing everything she can to combat the darkness spreading in Enkanomiya.
Which is great, but should we not be getting on to combating the darkness spreading in Enkanomiya rather than gossiping with the wounded?
So she seems pretty trustworthy.
Whatever, I have reservations.
Paimon gets it. Like, why is she covering her pupils when they're obviously an easy way to win everyone over?
Thank you! Finally somebody asking one of the easy questions.
Guess we'll just have to see what she has to say for now. But let's keep our guard up, just in case.
I was violently gesturing towards my screen, this is what I'm talking about. So I was a bit passionate in my response because I was gesturing in a likewise manner. All right, let's go harass this poor lady. What?
So, how's it going? Have you made a decision?
Not really, but I don't think it's particularly relevant.
Yep, let's team up to tackle the darkness.
Hey, voices echo. Yay for sound production.
Okay, then take this.
Her voice doesn't seem to echo, but I suppose it's not as shrill as Paimon's.
It's called the Bokuso box. I found it in the Dainichi Mikoshi when I was looking for a solution.
Why didn't we find it in the Dainichi Mikoshi? We've only been there a trillion times.
Actually, the Dainichi Mikoshi was where I found the method and tools for the Sento ceremony. Lucky I can read human writing.
It again begs the question of how she knew to come here. Where has she been this entire time?
Why wouldn't you be able to? Or did you mean it's lucky that you can read the ancient Enkanamian script?
Oh, nothing. I just meant the script in the Deep Sea Healing Arts Compendium. I don't actually know if it's ancient or modern.
I'm getting more confused the more you try to explain.
Never mind all that. Let's get back to business.
We were talking business, more or less, according to Paimon.
The Bokuso box collects light. It can dispel the darkness from the void within a small radius. So, for example, with the power of the Bokuso box, you can turn monsters affected by the darkness back into their original forms.
Which is great, but why is the Bakuso box any different from the Helios? They're both sources of light.
As it happens, there are some monsters causing trouble around the camp. Go and try out the Bakuso box on them. I will join you shortly.
And you still haven't answered the question. What is wrong with the Helios? How is it not... I was going to say why, but no, I'm interested in how. How is it not producing light? It looks like it is, yet you say it's not. How? You'll chew me after the work's done. Equip to complete the event challenges. I is not the button we press. B is. I will never remember that. The Bakuso box uses to clear a certain area in Enkanomiya of the darkness's influence. The name Bakuso is formed from Boku, meaning to draw near to what is good. Boku means I if you're a male. And So, meaning to shun that which is tainted. I don't think such a small syllable actually has a meaning, but I could be very, very, very wrong. A gameplay tutorial? Hell no. It should explain to me what it is as we go along, or it's not worth it. Think. Oh, hold up. Why is there coral visible in this direction? Is that just a fast travel? Holy shit. 3 realms gateway offering. Bakuso box's corrosion resistance. The corrosion grows stronger as you endeavor into darker areas of the map. That's the correct word you should be using there. Corrosion intensity 15, 28, 60, 73, 105, 118. Right. I'm sure that's going to make sense at some point. Statue of the Vassals. Teleport to England. Why would you need that teleportation point when there's one literally right next to it? Makes absolutely no sense. Do people just not do Enkanomiya at all? That would be weird. Nice music. Bloop. Bloop. I told you it would give us a tutorial. In lightless Enkanomiya, there is fucking light. You're lying to me. Some foes will be defended by the darkness and cannot be defeated by ordinary means. You can expend a certain amount of energy to use the Bakuso box and disperse this aegis of unlight and deal... Oh, I thought it was talking about the box was on light. I'm like, what? Isn't the darkness on light? And deal a certain amount of damage to such opponents. That's cool, but I'm still standing in the light of the coral. So why do I need a box to push back the creatures when the light should have protected them in the first place? The light should still be preventing them from coming closer? I don't get the rules of this darkness business. Ow.
Manifest by ordinance
Probably should
divine.
have come a bit closer, but
Take
whatever.
flight.
Probably
Barbados,
should.
guide us.
Wait, my thing has 294. Does that mean it loses charges? Huh, how's this work? I don't want to run out.
You're a good fighter.
That's great. I forgot to put my world level up. I think I can probably afford to do it.
You bet. We were the ones who went and got the blood branch coral that one time after all.
Does she know what that is? Apparently so from that reaction.
You. So you.
She has a weird perception on things that she is so moved by our act.
What's wrong?
I'm glad Paimon also thinks it's a very bizarre reaction.
Nothing. If what you say is true, then I'm sure you'll be able to conquer the 3 border towers quite easily.
Why was she so aggressive when she said nothing? This voice actress is doing weird things with her voice acting. Either that or she was told to act a certain way, in which case the directing of the voice acting is a bit odd.
Also, there are a few things I need to explain to you.
And you couldn't have done that before we came this far in our relationship.
According to what I have read, the fundamental purpose of the Watatsumi Goryo Matsuri is to use the serpent god's life force to awaken its second familiars, the Senga Coralia.
That sounds like a really stupid name. But it seems that if we're talking about fundamental purposes of this Matsuri, which is so weird hearing Matsuri as like a ritual when it's a goddamn festival. Okay, I can't get past that. It's really bothering me. But shouldn't this be something that Kokomi should have told us about the ritual before she came down? Because this seems like kind of key information that we should have known before this moment in time. And this woman does not seem like she's the right person to be telling us this. It should have come from Kokomi.
They are creatures that break down raw, primitive elemental energy into the milder elemental energy of the human realm. The giant coral is a symbol that the Sangha Coralia have been awakened by the serpent's blood.
I'm not gonna lie, I tuned out that entire paragraph. They are creatures that break down raw, primitive elemental energy into the milder elemental energy of the human realm. So they're attracted by the Vishap elemental energy, I guess? The giant coral, the shit up top, I guess, is a symbol. Or just the giant coral, but that's me in general, is a symbol that the Sangha Coralia have been awakened by the serpent's blood. Huh? What giant coral are you referring to? The coral up top? I thought that's what you produced. So the coral up top appeared because the ritual was... I was going to say committed, but that's really not the right word. The ritual was... what is the word I'm looking for? Completed. It's not the word I'm looking for, but we'll go with it. The ritual was completed. The coral appeared because the familiars were awakened by the serpent's blood. I'm totally following.
The mass awakening of the Sangha Coralia causes a transformation in the ecological environment of Enkonomiya.
Okay, but doesn't this happen every single time the bleaching starts to occur in they perform this ritual? Isn't this just like a normal ebb and flow cyclical kind of thing?
Makes sense. Even if you took away the darkness and the monsters, Enkonomiya would still look pretty different now with all the new plants and aura around.
Yeah.
Things are even more complicated than usual this time. The darkness from the Void Realm seems to be suppressing things in the Light Realm and the human realm, causing them to come to a standstill.
I realized I just misspoke. Previously, I referenced the Vishat realm when I should have been referencing the Void realm at some point in time. My bad. Okay. How? That's the question we've been asking all along. How is the light suppressed? Well, anything being suppressed right now.
You may need to use the power of the Bokuso box to dispel the darkness and allow the ecological transformation to continue.
So you want the land to change. You want the plants to grow. Okay. Gotcha.
Please, try to solve the problem using the Bokuso box.
Could also just use brute strength.
I'll wait for an update for you under the statue over there.
I was about to say, I don't see a statue, but now I do. The statue is holding coral. Coincidence? Methinks not. Use the Bokuso box to complete the challenge. I will do that. However, I need to change this back. And if it gets too hard, well, then we just have to wait for another day, don't we?